Hello, friends. This is Shu with Grace and Hope Consulting, and today we are talking about how to go with the flow when things change. How to go with the flow when things change. So sometimes we spend so much time resisting change, right? Change is scary. We don't know what to expect. We have that fear of the unknown because nobody can see into the future, right? So we worry about what if things don't go right. What if things don't go the way we expected? And then we get kind of paralyzed in that fear. We get just stuck there, and we don't see beyond that. And just as much as it takes more muscles to frown than to laugh, it also takes more emotional energy to resist change than to actually just go with the flow. And I know that some change are not good, that's just part of life. I'm not changing that all change are good and you have to go with the flow every time. But for those changes that you know are going to be positive, then how do you go with the flow in order to reap the benefit of that change? So first ask yourself, what will happen if this change occur? What will happen? Is it going to be something good? Will it be growth, opportunity, stability? What are the pros and cons of this change that's going to happen? Then ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario? If this change is to happen, after you kind of reflect on the pros and the cons and what is the worst case scenario? When you identify the worst case scenario, then what do you need in order to feel secure? To overcome that worst case scenario, to face that. What do you need? Do you need rest? Do you need time to process? Do you need just alone time? Do you need something tangible? Do you need tangible resources? And ask yourself those things. But then also, who can support you in that change, through that change? So if it is something that's going to be positive, if this change is going to bring growth and opportunity and maturity, it's going to bring blessings into your life, then who can support you so you can overcome that worst case scenario if it is to occur? So even telling yourself what the worst case scenario is going to be helps you kind of prepare for it. And maybe it might still happen. I'm not saying that because you prepare for it and think about it and process it, that's not going to happen. But if you prepare for it, then you're lessening the effect that it's going to have on you. You're lessening the emotional toll that's going to take on you. That's why you want to prepare you for the worst case scenario. Because the reason why we're so stuck when no change happens, it's because of fear. Like I said earlier, fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear of the what ifs, right? So then lay out what those what ifs are, and then what if that does happen? Then what? What can you do about it? How can you address it? What do you need? And again, who can support you? Because you don't have to go through life alone. You need to remember that. We're better together. There's strength in numbers. Two are better than one. So who is in your support system? It can be people who are paid to support you, people who are friends and family, co-workers, whatever that change is. Maybe there's somebody who already been through that change before and can support you because they can be like a mentor because they've been through that. Maybe you just need a sounding board, someone that you can, express all those fears to. So once you know who that person can support you, I want you to start picturing, what will life look like after this change? Picture it, draw it, write it down, dictate into your phone. Just to start, having that picture of what life will look like if that change occur. And then tell yourself, it's not the end of the world. You can do this with the work, with support, with help. We can all do. You can do it. You don't have to do alone. And focus on that future. Focus on those positive things that's going to happen when that change occurs. That vision of that future that you drew or pictured or wrote. I want you to focus on that. And for those cons, for those things that are going to be difficult for this change, then use your support system. Who can support you during that time? What do you need in order to achieve that? Change can be good, and if it is good, then you need to go with the flow.